Hello everybody, welcome back to another All Maverick reaction with me, Alan and Jez.
Hello.
It is time for more House of the Dragon, episode 9. So if this is like Game of Thrones, episode 9 is where shit would normally go down.
Yes.
Not all the time, but most of the time in a season of Game of Thrones, episode 9 would be where it all kicked off. And then episode 10 would be a little bit more chill, kind of like dealing with the stuff that happened in episode 9.
Let's hope.
Well, should we just get straight into it?
Oh,
I'm ready to watch it.
By the way, everyone, allmaverickmerch.com.
Oh, are you wearing one of your
I've got my nice House of the Dragon hoodie on.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Get it on for this
I haven't
episode.
Even seen that yet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I haven't even seen that yet.
Pretty cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
If you're interested, go to allmaverickmerch.com where you can pick one of those up.
Cool, let's do it.
Right, shall we get into it?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so let's go in 3.
Hold on,
sorry.
Okay, already. Sorry.
This is House of the Dragon, Season 1, Episode 9. The Green Council. Clearly that doesn't sound good.
The Greens.
For the rest of... There we go. That doesn't sound good for the rest of the Blacks. Right, everybody ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh.
Stay here. Tell no one.
Someone delivering the message about the king being dead then. Just some rando.
Who knows?
My handmaiden tell you. Some of the servants. He told me you wish for Aegon to be king.
No, didn't.
Well, I mean, misconstrued, right? It definitely did kind of sound that way.
Not her, Egon, though.
It just...
This means something, right?
I guess
Like,
that's a
there's
signal
message
to
being sent.
someone, isn't it? Gotta be.
The king is dead.
With his last breath, he impressed upon the Queen his final wish that his son, Aegon, should succeed him as Lord of the Seven Kingdoms.
No, we're like,
bullshit.
anyone else hear this? They might want it as a group, collectively, but
Then we may proceed now with the full assurance of his blessing on our long-laid plans.
Am I to understand that members of the small council have been planning secretly to install my son without me?
I will not have this. To hear that you have plotted to replace the king's chosen heir with an impostor. I will have no part.
Oh. Okay.
well, you just killed him.
Did he mean to do that?
The door remains shut until we finish our business.
His blood's just going to slowly, like, run across the table. There you go, look. Let's do it right now.
Pose on
Lord of
me.
Rhaenyra, she will never bend the knee. Nor will Daemon, which you know.
Whoa.
You plan to kill them.
He's not happy. No, he's done.
Yeah.
He's done.
Well, he's got
He's a man of
honor at
morals,
least.
that
Yeah,
one.
I like him.
Yeah.
I recognize no authority but the king's. And until there is one, I have no place here.
Oh, well, we know who's going to step into that position, don't we? A man of dubious morals.
Yeah.
Your father.
There is a beast beneath the boards.
Oh, my dearest love.
There's old psycho.
I realised the other day he's in The Last Kingdom. The actor.
I've seen people talk about that. I've never watched
Completely
it, but I
different
have to
type of character than what he plays here. Which
Yeah.
is quite good.
Where's the prince?
Forgive me, Lord Hand. I do not know. Believe he may have left the keep secretly. Gone into the city.
Find him.
I imagine start with the brothels.
Yeah.
Oh, locking her in our chambers.
What is the meaning of this?
Oh, the door's got jammed. I'll get someone to come and fix it.
She knows she's stupid, is she? I like her. She seems to be the one with the...
Oh. All the staff, because they're there, all being put down in the cells because they know.
Aegon must be found and he must be brought to me. The very fate of the Seven Kingdoms depends on it.
It's like her against her dad a little bit now, isn't it? From a political standpoint.
Right now.
Yeah.
Sir Eric isn't the only one who knows Aegon's doings.
Aemon and Christian buddies.
You once swore your banners to Rhaenyra. You must now pledge them to the future king.
Yeah, not.
I must confer first with my house on this matter.
You'll not leave this room without declaring your intention.
He's been quite a lot of stuff, that guy, hasn't he, I think?
So this is just like forcefully, isn't it?
Yeah.
I will not bend the knee.
House Fell keeps its sworn oath to the princess.
A lot more people going.
Ah, you coward.
Where's the king?
Well, that was quick and easy, wasn't it?
Are these like boys and
watching
girls?
Kids fight.
Me.
That looks like
Aegon. One of many, I'd wager.
Oh, Jesus.
A load of Aegon's little just running around.
It is I, the younger brother, who studies history and philosophy. It is I who trains with the sword, who rides the largest dragon in the world. It is I who should be...
Oh. Careful.
I don't think he's going to make it through that door, you know?
Something.
I can take you to Prince Aegon. Rather, I'm sent by one who knows.
Oh, that'll be the woman who used to be the prostitute, I imagine, right?
Yeah.
Hold the gate!
Flee, man, flee. Gallop.
Oh no, you've been rumbled.
Let the king's justice take him.
Let go of me! No!
You did well, Lord Harris. You've spent many hours with the Queen of late. There's no reason those hours cannot, in the end, benefit you.
My sincerest regrets for the lack of ceremony.
The king. Was it?
And you're usurping the throne.
It was my husband's dying wish. Believe it or no, it is of no consequence. Aegon will be king. I came here to ask your support.
Well, I must credit you for your boldness.
House Velaryon has long allied itself with the Princess Rhaenyra, and what has it gained you? Your daughter dead, alone in Pentos. Your son cuckolded.
Your son cuckolded. I mean, I don't think her son had a problem with that.
You should have been queen.
I little thought to hear those words from you.
If it's Driftmark you want, you shall have it. For you and your granddaughters to pass on as you see fit.
You are wiser than I believed you to be. Have you never imagined yourself on the Iron Throne?
Oh. Put that little worm in her ear.
My prince.
My condolences on the passing of your king.
Oh.
She knows. She knows.
Look at that. How to sit there looking shifty.
Yeah.
Otto teaches you how.
I want an end to the savage use of children in flea bottom. I could have killed them as easily as a wasp on fruit. There is no power but what the people allow you to take.
I will remember.
Yeah, but he probably remembers that in a bad way.
Yeah.
Oh my god. There's the king.
He seriously doesn't want to be king, does he?
I have no wish to rule, no taste for duty. I'm not suited. You get no argument from me.
But if he wants, once he's king, he could just step down as king and just give it to his brother.
Yeah.
Though actually, it would go to one of his kids.
Yeah, it would do actually. Yeah, with him at this stage.
Well played.
None of this is a game.
And yet you treat it as one. We've relied on one another these many years, and now it is the good of the family that we both desire.
Our hearts were never one. I see that now. Rather, I've been a piece that you moved about the board.
If that is true, then I made you Queen of the Seven Kingdoms Would you have desired it otherwise?
How could I know? I wanted whatever you impressed upon me to want.
No king has ever lived that hasn't had to forfeit the lives of a few to protect the many, though I understand your squeamishness.
Reluctance to murder is not a weakness. We will send terms to Rhaenyra on Dragonstone. True terms, such that she may accept without shame.
If she lives, her allies will mass behind her banners, looking for her return.
Then she must not return. My husband would have desired this mercy be shown to his daughter.
Your husband? Or you, his daughter's childhood companion?
Probably both.
Yeah.
You look so much like your mother in certain lights.
I don't think Aegon's quite earned the title Conqueror.
No. He's conquered a wank.
I found out something you should know. Have you asked yourself, I wonder, how it is that your father, the Hand, found Aegon first?
Is he, is there a Master of Whispers at this point? Does that...
There is a web of spies at work in the Red Keep.
What's with the feet?
I
He's
don't
got a
know.
foot fetish.
Your father knows this,
I think so.
but has left it in place.
Oh, it's a creepy foot fetish.
And this weaver watches me.
Yeah. Oh, oh my god.
Oh, God, this is payment.
Payment. Payment in toes.
Just get them on OnlyFans.
Talia.
There are more like her. Even I do not know their number. There is one way to destroy his advantage. It must be taken out at the head.
I assume this task falls within your expertise.
If you wish it, it will be done.
Oh, it's so fucking weird.
Well, why are we watching this at 8 o'clock in the morning, Jess? It's not the time to watch it.
It's like, how long have they been doing this?
That's what and how did he bring it up in the first place? Oh, look.
With me, Princess. I cannot let this treachery stand.
Oh, okay. That might be her decision then.
Do they know this is happening though, right? Like, is he actually getting...
Oh, is he tricking her, do you reckon?
Or is it, yeah, I was about to say that, or is it all a trick?
Where are we?
Just south of Kingsway. The Blackwater's this way.
Where's her dragon though? Didn't they say something about her dragon's been...
She was talking about her dragon, but I don't know if the dragon's there. Oh.
I won't leave Melees. If I could get to the dragon pit, then...
No, they'll expect you there, Princess.
I mean, she should be able to see him a lot more easily than he can see her.
In an hour, you will be king.
And my father never wanted this.
That's not true.
So, Mum, you've been drinking. You had milk. You been on the milk of the poppy, Mum. What's going on? I mean, I guess at least he's aware that he's shit. Whereas Joffrey, you know, was never aware. He was a snivelly little...
Do not toy with me, Mother.
I speak the truth. Listen to me, Aegon. Your grandfather, the Hand, will try to impress on you that Rhaenyra should be put to the sword. You must reject this counsel. You must not rule with cruelty and callousness. For all her faults, she is your sister, your father's daughter.
Do you love me?
Ish.
You imbecile.
So that's the dragon pit, right, isn't it?
I think so.
So I'm just gonna go get my dragon. Hopefully f some people up.
Our beloved king! Viserys the Peaceful is dead. He whispered his final wish that his firstborn son, Aegon, should succeed him.
It's hard to tell what the people want, though, isn't it, really? I mean, half the time the people want what they're told they want. Imagine if someone pulled the swords down a little bit too early. Thump.
It is your great good fortune and privilege to be here to witness this.
May the warrior give him courage. May the smith lend strength to his sword and shield. May the crone lift her shining lamp and light his way to wisdom.
Yeah, it's definitely the dragon pit then. I think that's why she smiled when she knew they were being herded that way.
Dragon about to come roaring out of there.
He's got such a menacing look, hasn't he?
Is the true heir to the Iron Throne.
All hail his grace, Aegon, second of his name, King of the Andals and the Rhoynar and the First Men, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, and Protector of the Realm.
Aegon the King!
Yeah, I don't think... there isn't there, isn't there? But there's also a bit of...
They're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, let's go with it.
This is too big for us to consider.
Yeah. I'm not worried about putting food on the table, let alone...
Exactly, yeah.
He's a modest king already.
He's got proper villain look
yeah,
about
he has,
him,
yeah.
like what he's wearing.
Whoa!
Oh. Ah.
Okay, I think that might have killed a few people.
I think a lot of people just died.
God, fucking burn him! He's such a cool looking dragon as well. Here she is. Yeah, she's my queen at the moment. Come up. Come up.
She's ready to go. She's got the armor on.
Why are they trying to close the doors?
Because they're like, quick, the door! They're like, quick, keep the dragon in there. You lot stay in here as well. No, it's her first thing is to protect her daughter over everyone.
Go on, burn him. Aegon, the little China behind his mum.
Yeah.
Okay. She's like, you done wrong here. Oh.
Give her a little smack with
yeah,
the
that's what I was hoping. Just a little slap. Oh, God, that got through there. Okay.
Wow. There you go, that's how you end it.
That's an ending.
Right, okay, so that was House of the Dragon Episode 9, The Green Council. Not quite the all shit kicks off that you'd often get with a season, an Episode 9 of Game of Thrones, but it definitely had it was a good episode, definitely had a big moment
I think with, take the ending out of it, I think that was probably one of my favourite episodes. Even if it didn't have that ending, I really liked the obviously both people,
the tension,
moving
the pieces around the board.
and just how everything was locked down, and Alicent and Otto obviously both wanted Aegon on the throne, but they had kind of different ideas about how they went about it, and
Alicent wants Aegon to be a forgiving king.
Viserys, she wants him to be, Viserys led in a way of peace, and
I kind of like. I don't like Otto, but I get his perspective, because it's kind of like, if you're gonna let her live, there's gonna be you're gonna have constant fighting for basically your entire reign.
I get it, you know, like he said, you know, they can kill a few people and live in peace by not killing her and Daemon, etc. Then there is going to be war. But I get Alicent at the same time. It was her husband's daughter and her childhood friend. So, you know, what do you do in that situation? It's a hard one.
Well, also there's I mean, and if you look at it that way, you know, even if you look at it from a one step back, but I mean, she was definitely looking at it from, it's my husband's daughter and we were friends, because they had started to just rebuild that friendship in the last episode. You can also look at it from the perspective of, if all of the people, I mean, the masses kind of do what they're told, really, but if they start to hear, oh, they offed Viserys' daughter as well, then there's always a chance of getting some insurrection because of that. You know, they become like a martyr at that point. People use their name.
But then her not being killed and being around still and challenging the throne is going to get followers as well, isn't it?
Exactly.
Like you saw with some of the lords.
Not very many of them.
No, not many of them, but it's, like I said, how many bent the knee and are actual true followers and actual loyal to going to be to Aegon. I don't know. I said I haven't read the books. I'm just really excited to see where it goes from here. I mentioned in the comments, I think it was a few episodes ago now. I can't remember who said, you know, are you Team Green or Team Black? And I can't even remember what I said. I quite like both. I think more because I really liked Alicent's character in here, but I still like Alicent's. I like she has got a bit of thing about her in terms of she has that loyalty there. But yeah, I'm definitely Team Black all the way. I'm hoping Rhaenyra and all that lot come in and mess some stuff up.
But this was very much an episode of like, where's Wally? But looking for
And
Aegon.
the poor bloke didn't want to be found.
No, he just wanted. I mean, that's going to be the interesting thing about him, right? Like, he didn't want to be king, and he was saying, "Look, my dad didn't even like me." But by the end, he was kind of starting to maybe get his own hype a little bit.
For a brief second, I felt sorry for him, because when he made the comment about his dad, it's almost like he wanted to do what he wanted to do because he knew he wasn't going to be king, and his dad didn't like him, etc. So I kind of get how he's gone, how he is, but then obviously I that got reeled in pretty quickly when you just saw how much of a people started cheering him, and he's got his sword up and taking the applause, and you can see just how modest he wasn't. I don't know. Like you said, he's Joffrey vibes, isn't it? But
But something that I found interesting right at the beginning was actually when Alicent turned up and announced, that the king had said he wanted Aegon to be king and all this kind of stuff, and then we saw all of a sudden the small council kind of show their hand, like that they'd been plotting already, which is interesting because you saw that all the time on Game of Thrones, but normally you had some visibility of it. Whereas on this, it was like, right, now we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this with the cloaks. There's two captains who are still stand by Daemon. We'll get rid of them. So it's like, oh, these guys have had some planning going. And then that Lord Beesbury, obviously, he attempted to be an honourable man and got his head instantly cracked open.
Well, I was interested whether Cole meant that, because I know he kind of said sit down and kind of like shoved him down towards the table, but I didn't know whether
he smashed his face into the thing.
I think when I was watching it, at the time, I was just unsure whether that was that accidental, or did he mean to do that?
I think when you want someone to just sit down, it's a hand on shoulders. When it's not a treat your head like a coconut into the table. I mean, we kind of got to see there, really, like we've seen that he's a bit of a like snivelling little weed anyway, but we got to see how he really is kind of just doing what's best for him. Now, he started out with a lot of honour, like he had a lot of honour. He went and he'd obviously admitted that he'd slept with Rhaenyra and
I liked,
and he was going to kill himself.
Christian Cole, I liked at the beginning of the series. I absolutely hate him now.
And then obviously Harold, who was the old
Harold
Westerling. He kind of said, I'm only taking orders from the king. Screw this. I mean, he was about to throw down with Kristen.
Well, I thought I was expecting them to fight there. But I don't. We didn't see the fate of him, did we?
He just left.
He just left.
He left. He said he'd only come back when a new king had been named and it had all been sorted out and stuff, if he was wanted. But obviously we know now that Kristen's been named.
Yeah, I suppose Otto.
High Commander.
I suppose Otto wouldn't have had him killed because I suppose he wasn't going to go and.
I'll take orders from the king.
Yeah,
that is my job, is to take an order from the king, and there is no king here.
Yeah.
So laters
gators.
He probably headed off straight down to the Silk Road after that, because he's probably much like Kristen, not ever got it wet as Aemond would have said in that episode.
Just speaking of Aemond, it was quite interesting actually hearing more about him wanting to be king. You kind of expected it from him because he's a bit of a person that, when he took the dragon and stuff, he was a bit take and.
Well, he's always kind of had, like, when they were talking about Helena and stuff like that, and how she was betrothed to Aegon, and Aemon was like, I would marry her.
Yeah.
Like, like a few episodes back, right?
Yeah.
He was like, oh, we'll have a pure bloodline, and you could see, like, he very much wants that position, right? And he knows the histories. He's a trained warrior. He, as he says, has the biggest dragon. Like, out of the pair of them, I don't know. It's hard to tell how much of a psychopath he had. He seemed a lot less psycho in this episode. He just seemed like a man with goals.
It's just his look. But I can't remember. Did he? I don't think he nodded or bowed to his brother at the end there, because he went round, because Aegon looked at everyone, it kind of went down the line and everyone kind of gave the bowing nod. I'm pretty sure he didn't. I'm pretty sure he just gave him a stare of you may be king, but I could break you in half, you little I think he's probably thinking about his brother.
Well, he sees himself as quite an odd, doesn't he? Like he said to Kristen when they were hunting for Aegon, he said we don't know the kind of places he goes because we're men of honor. Like, we're not this kind of person. So there's a fair chance that he would be a better
king.
He would definitely be a better king than his brother.
Yes.
Would he be a good king? I don't know. I think they said, didn't they? It's a quote from Game of Thrones. I think it was. They say when a Targaryen's born, the gods toss a coin, basically to see whether they're like good or crazy. But that was interesting. Obviously, you mentioned Otto bringing the houses together to try and see who would bend the knee. Now, if I was the guy who was loyal to Rhaenyra, as I mentioned at the time, I would definitely have bent the knee very quickly, and then maybe given it a day or so before I chipped off. Oh, quite interesting. The getting to see those like kiddie fight pits, and also the idea that there's just all round there, it's just full of Aegon's bastards. Aegon's kids are just all over the place.
They grow their nails. Right? Did he say they grow their nails, obviously for scratching? You saw a lot of them do that. Did they say they? What did they say about their teeth? They said something about their teeth.
They
sharpen their teeth.
Oh, I don't know. They definitely said something.
Yeah.
They said something.
I'm guessing it's probably. I'm guessing they probably file their teeth pointy so they can.
I think he probably said file their teeth.
Yeah.
I meant to mention this at the beginning, by the way, just in case anyone's wondering about why I look down sometimes. I write a lot of notes whilst we're watching this. I normally call it, because people call it out in the comments sometimes. They think I'm texting. I'm not. I'm writing notes. Yeah. It was interesting to see in this episode that little bit of Otto against Alicent.
Yeah.
Like putting in the same direction but with different ideals as to how they get there. Because let's be honest, like when you're in this situation where you're like, oh yeah, the king has had this one idea for his entire reign, but then on his deathbed he just happened to say, actually my kid should be king.
We know it was a mistake in terms of
we know he did say it.
We know he said it, but we know it was a misunderstanding. Alicent genuinely doesn't think it was a misunderstanding, but
no.
Yeah, you must also realise that everyone's going to be thinking, bull.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the funny thing, right? Because if you look at this from a different perspective, where you're looking at it, I know there's no good and evil here, really, because they've all got that. It's all grey. But if you were looking at this from a different story, where there was a king who had been, I don't know, not even necessarily evil his whole reign, but had overlooked his good child, and then on his deathbed had admitted the truth, you'd be like, oh my god, no one's going to know the truth now, and you'd be on, it's very much about perspective, because from Alicent's perspective, she suddenly got to be like, oh, like, he did say my son, and no one's going to believe me. So, it's about the perspective you look at it from, because luckily, she's coming at it from the position where they're already in power. If it had been the other way round and they'd happened to hear this, you wouldn't have a chance, right? Where interesting stuff with the white worm there. her knowing where Aegon was, and then wanting, like, for payment, wanting them to basically disband all these, like, kiddie fight pits. Yeah. So obviously just try to make that area better for the people. And then I misconstrued a bit at first that they were burning those down, but of course it was Larys sending in his...
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed in that, really, because I was... I quite like the idea of... I know, like, Larys is, he's got eyes and ears everywhere, and he's a bit of a spy, but I quite like there being, like, that sort of independent spy around that will sell for money.
I mean, we don't know that she's dead, right? We didn't.
No,
see it, so
I would be
knows,
presuming
but...
that it is though.
Yeah.
The end of her.
Yeah.
Talk about Larys.
Yeah.
I
was about to say, when you were going to say he's got his eyes and ears everywhere, I was about to say, let's not forget his toes.
Now, there's different, like, when she first took her shoes off and put her feet up, there was part of me initially didn't think, she's
just resting her feet.
I thought she may just resting her feet. She's tired. It's been a long morning, a lot of walking around. And then he was just staring at it the whole time. That's what I found creepy.
He went full Quentin Tarantino, didn't he, on those feet?
He's like talking about all like the, what they're going to do and what he can do, but just staring at her feet. And I thought, okay, this is a bit weird. Then
the socks come off.
Then the socks come off. I thought, okay, this is weird. I did not expect her to put her feet at the end of the feet and then start jerking off.
Start strumming it.
And you you said when we were watching it, how did that come about? How did
that first happen?
How did that first happen? I can only presume it was more kind of along the lines of he was probably staring at her feet and without not providing information, and something happened. She's probably realised, okay, he likes feet. I can get information this way, rather than him outrightly going,
show
me your toes.
Yeah, and then obviously we saw one of the twin soldiers sneaking Rhaenys out of the castle.
Yeah.
Now, I thought, and I think we both did actually, that maybe that was going to be a little deception point where they were going to do her in or something. Be like, I
thought that initially. I thought they were taking her to show what way she was leaning towards.
But that kind of, we got to the coronation, and then we got the big moment of her trying to escape out on her dragon, just absolutely obliterating the hull. Like, look what one dragon can do. I mean, we've seen what.
So that is the dragon pit you see in Game of Thrones, where they all meet towards the later part. I can't remember if it's season 6 or season 7. It looked like a Colosseum because it was all ruined. And
was that there? I thought that was further.
No, that's the dragon pit. Yeah. I'm sure it is.
Oh, I mean, we actually, talking about Aegon, we got to see how much of a, in a way, how much of a shit he is. That, we did find out actually in this one, and it was mentioned last episode, but I didn't really notice it until I rewatched it, that he does have kids. Him and Helena have got 2 children already. Now, that was very much breezed over last episode, when they're talking about the woman who he'd raped, and Helena comes in and says, have you seen so-and-so? She's supposed to be getting the kids ready. And I rewatched it, I was like, the kids? They've got, but you didn't see them last episode, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aegon, what a dad, eh? Out doing this, that, and the other, whilst he's got 2 little kids. Oh, one little thing that I thought was interesting, actually, and it was only a real small thing, was when Rhaenys came out on her dragon, Alicent called Kristen to protect Helena.
Yes, you pointed that out. Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, not even the king, was it?
It was thing. No. Yeah. I mean, he was cowering behind his mum like a little, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. But again, it just shows how much of she's a good mum. Yeah. She's got that motherly protective instincts. Even for someone who's now the king, and even got the name Conqueror in his title. The fact that she
definitely undeserved.
She stood in front of him and shut her eyes. She thought she was about to take one there and die, but.
I would have liked to see what Aemon was doing at that point. I would have liked to see Aemon's face at that moment, because I bet he was loving it.
He's probably just standing there. He's probably just standing there when he's like watched it all. So I presume that she's going to go and tell Rhaenyra now.
Well, I guess so. She had her battle armor on at the end.
Yeah,
didn't she? She was ready to go. I assume she's going to head out and. I mean, she'll tell Rhaenyra, but it's got to be on its way to her whatever now, right? Because there's been a coronation. It's all happened. We know it's happening, so that information would get to her either way.
Yeah.
But no, it was cool. It was a big cool ending.
But we know whose side she's on. She's clearly, from what she's just done there, she's picked a side, hasn't she? So yeah.
So I guess we're going to be gearing up for a full-on insurrection by next episode, next season. But no, strong episode. Enjoyed it. Not your typical episode 9, but good throughout. I mean, it's been a super strong season.
Yeah,
like, you know, there's not been a weak episode at all. So, you know, looking forward to see where we reach at the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Anyway, anything else you want to say about this one, Jez?
All good.
No. Cool. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. If you want to check out more of our stuff, head over to allmaverick.com where you can check out our videos, our blogs, and our podcasts. If you want to see us play some video games, you're a gamer, well, come to twitch.tv/allmaverick live on a Tuesday and Thursday evening where we're playing some of our favourite games. Don't forget to head over to allmaverickmerch.com where you can pick up that lovely hoodie that Jez, I hope, is modelling right now. I can't see him, but I hope it is making a real thing of it. You can pick that up as well as some other House of the Dragon and other TV show related merch. You like Lost? There's some stuff over there. You like Primal? There's some stuff over there. You like Rings of Power? There's probably some stuff over there. Also, if you want to come and chat with us more directly, then look in the description below for links to all of our social sites, especially our Discord server, where you can come and chat to us about any TV shows that you're into, whether it's Game of Thrones, whether it's House of the Dragon, Lord of the Rings, any of that kind of stuff. Come and join and chat to us more directly. Anyway,
thanks everyone.
Everybody.
See you next time.
We will see you next time with the season finale, The Black Queen.
Bye.
Bye.